team we just saw win their series 2-1. They're going to be going up against, once again, they made a name change. I believe they changed a couple times. Now, most recently, they're known as YAIL Ukers here in the HoN Tour Qualifier. So, of course, their roster, in fact, you'll see it in just a second here. But two powerful teams, clearly. They made it to the semifinals. They made it this far, playing for seeding. With that said, Riser, going to be joining me once again. You there, buddy?
Go.
Awesome. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Let's jump into game number 1, guys. Coming at you. YAIL versus PNT. That's the tags we're going with. So, of course, on the Legion side, Keeper of the Force actually going to be the first pick. Parasite, Scout, Master, Rally being banned. It's only the one jungler, and they'll take the Keeper. Unlike last game. Last series, even. Going to Keeper of the Force here, so. They value him.
Yep, there's the engineer, as expected. Always have the engineer picked up early in the draft, as he is probably the best support hero in the game, in my opinion. I still think Pyromancer probably number 2, then Torturer, but dude, the Keeper Tempest, the old school God comp coming into play here. So the Wombo combo, they are not afraid to abuse it. This looks like a game we used to see. So
Yeah.
gonna be a Suicide Keeper, no doubt. Or of course, and a solo lane and a jungle Tempest. So will we see the Flux? Is Flux banned? No. Will we see the counter Wongo combo? That would be. It's always fun. I always say it's always fun to watch teams with big ultimates.
Yes.
So I hope they pick Flux because I want to see the Wombo double combo.
We didn't see that Geomancer yesterday being played. I believe that was from Team Randoms, actually, against 007, as we were talking about in that series, and actually led them to victory, and we had plenty of Wombo combo in that game there, so just the AoE synergy, a lot of fun to watch. So old school AoE heroes, you got your Behemoth, he's, of course, great. Soul Stealer, I don't see really him ever nowadays, but there's been some good ones. But yeah, the Keeper of the Tempest to start things off, it's hard to go against that, really, as far as that not being a good couple of heroes to start things off with for the Legion side. So now your Hellborn team, they're actually putting a lot of thought here into the next pick. And actually, they're going to go Monkey King themselves to start things off with that Engineer pick.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at maybe Monkey King or Pebbles. Still think Flux could be good. You can kind of throw Flux in almost any lane. We even saw like a second support Flux, which, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I think the problem is without the portal key, if he doesn't have it, sometimes it's hard to make yourself useful in a team fight. But, excuse me, they do go with the Monkey King. Then the Torturer, so here comes the mass AoE team fight. Coming up from Legion, they seem to be kind of all in on this AoE strategy, at least so far. So certainly have the team fight down for them. Of course, they're still looking to pick up maybe some more physical DPS. Then the Ophelia coming out. So hero we don't see too often anymore. So it looks like we're back to each team going to be utilizing the jungle this game breaky.
Yeah, it's almost like a lockpick game here that we have.
Yeah.
Of course, not the case, though, but right, I mean, the Keeper, Tempest, and then Ophelia over here on the Hellborn side. So seems like those junglers been kind of tapering off as far as the banning phase and just in general, as we keep talking about with the way the game's played, but not for this one. Not going to be the case here. Into the banning phase, though, with that said, we do have Warbeast, the first banner right off the bat, and, when you have an Ophelia on top of that, don't want to have to deal with the Warbeast and their synergy together, so taking him away. You got Fade, Bubbles, Sandwraith, and Lodestone, and now the one more ban to go before our Legion team going to return with their picks. And I made the mention last game, Bramble is one of the top heroes in win percentage in TMM. Speaking of Bramble, I know Bitch Slap is a fan of Bramble, I believe.
Is he? I thought he always played Kinesis.
You know what?
Does he play Bramble too?
I might be thinking Zepro. That's what I'm
It's
thinking.
pretty easy to get them confused.
It is.
They're very similar.
Very. I actually think I am getting confused. Never mind. I guess I just.
Yeah, I know this. He always played Kinesis, I thought. So.
Okay, well, he was right-clicking it.
But it looks like way too easy, really. Okay, wow. They're really all in on this team fight and AoE. But yeah, he was really prioritizing banning the long lane hero. So let's see what Hellborn opts to go for the long lane. There's still a couple options. They have Pharaoh, possibly Magnus. I mean, you're probably going to be one-on-one against the Soul Reaper, so keep that in mind. Pick your hero. Of course, there's not a whole lot of good heroes going up against the Soul Reaper. He's probably going to win the lane no matter what. So, could see Pharaoh, could see Magnus. I wouldn't really be a fan of Hag. I think they already have Monkey King kind of as their carry, but they could go Hag. So only a couple more seconds here, and okay, just guess they want to get their mid lane out of the way. Could have gone with Monkey King Engineer mid, but Pebbles Engineer, obviously a powerful combination in its own right.
Yeah.
And then Deadwood. So we're probably going to see Torture Deadwood mid, Soul Reaper short lane, Tempest jungle, Suicide Keeper. Pretty standard, kind of old school almost lineup we don't see too often anymore.
It is.
I'm not a fan of Deadwood mid, but you can make it work. It's not the worst. So yeah, long lane hero for the Hellborn team looks like what they're working on. And like I said, Hag could be an option, but we'll have to see what they want. They do kind of need a cancel.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pharaoh. Cancel for the Shrunken Head Tempest. Probably what they're going for right there.
Always a good option in the end. But yeah, this Legion team, I mean, it is a little more old school perhaps, but I can still see it working just fine with that said. Now, there's a lot of aggressive nature on the Hellborn side at the same time, so getting the start themselves is really what they need. I mean, you do not want to let Soul Reaper and Keeper of the Forest kind of develop themselves and let this game progress, because get an early Astrolabe, Ring of Sorcery together, I mean, this team will start grouping up and pushing under towers, and there's not much you're going to be able to do against it. So
I think the Legion's main goal is to get out of the laning phase okay, and if they do, look to take those team fights early, get the core item on Soul Reaper, then of course their pushing power is phenomenal with Keeper Tempest, so easily can take a lot of team fights. So as long as their mid lane does okay, bottom lane should do fine as well. And Keeper can get some okay farm top against what I assume is going to be Monkey. Oh, it could be Pebbles though. Could send Monkey mid. I actually kind of like Monkey mid. The better, I think he kind of has better initiation potential. Middle, and it's also going to be hard for them to land any of their skill shot spells onto Monkey King in middle. Keep in mind they have two kind of skill shot abilities. They don't have a point stun, and Monkey King being Monkey King with those, kind of elusive. Even as one of the spells called Elusive Dash.
yeah,
Kind of escape mechanism can probably Monkey King his way out of any too much pressure. So I think that's a pretty good choice from the Hellborn team, and Pebbles should fare just fine against Keeper top, especially if Ophelia can get like I was gonna say, I'd mentioned get an early dust because it's quite easy to gank for a Pebbles in this long lane. So Ophelia accordingly already has the dust and a counter ward, so definitely prepared for ganking this Keeper up top lane.
Yeah, and you see Pika Curdy, I mean, it's going to look to Ro4 right off the bat and try to get rid of the Sword of Sight here is the question, and seems like he might be trying to position for that. As the Ward of Sight, it is right in the camp, so we'll see if he's able to spot it here right off the bat, or... No,
I think he's just waiting to see if any of his camps are blocked, or maybe they know this one is here.
I'm going to go for this one.
Yeah, okay. Take this one out.
So the pole camp will remain blocked, but this one not going to be blocked. A little bit up, but yeah.
Definitely helps you farm a lot. I mean, you could argue that the hard camp is the most important for Ophelia, but it's also important to have the medium camp if you want to actually farm, so...
Yeah. Going the dust early on, as you talked about, so setting up some ganks on the Keeper of the Forest could be very possible here. Especially depending on the minion. Currently has a Vagabond leader. Let's see if you find a Skeleton King or Minotaur perhaps, even a Catman champion. Middle lane, Monkey King, there's just chain reactions being used. Looks like Torture just wants to keep the aggression up. Gonna activate those mana potions that he has. Get his mana pool going. But yeah, as you talked about, Monkey King has that survivability with the Elusive Dash if he finds himself getting caught in a dangerous spot, so... Soul Reaper going to be matched up against Pharaoh in the meantime. We'll see if Soul Reaper goes that, at least the 1 point in the Withering Presence or not. Especially in a melee matchup, it can tend to be pretty powerful in that laning phase. But this should open up the door for Pebbles at least to have a really good time, have some free farm. I mean, obviously Keeper can be quite annoying to deal with, but Pebbles doesn't necessarily need to be worried about getting ganked by any means, and that's always a good thing, of course.
Yeah, I played this matchup against It was pretty much the exact same thing. I was keeper against the Pebbles with Ophelia. Or no, it was a Tempest in the jungle, but still kind of similar. And it was against Moon and Haxorin, and they just ganked the crap out of me, and I had to leave the lane pretty early on because the combination into the Ophelia creep, or sets up the Ophelia creeps, follow up quite nicely. So Zergo needs to maintain lane control, or he's going to be in a lot of trouble, especially with that ward going down. He really doesn't have much information at all about where Ophelia is right now.
Yeah. See Pharaoh, he is, as expected, starting to take more and more harassment as the levels start adding up. Again, Soul Reaper does go with the Withering Presence, and Purple Rex here. Purple Rexar, that's what it is. It's cut off on the actual tab thing. Anyways, Purple Rexar, playing the Soul Reaper. Having a good time down here, I assume. 8-1 compared to 12-2. Wow, okay, never mind. Pharaoh's actually winning this matchup down here. A little surprising. I mean, he is going to maybe start getting back up, but he's also pushing up the lane by using those heals.
Yeah, Pharaoh's having a great time, and
yeah.
he ran through his region pretty quickly, because if you look at the damage chart, Soul Reaper was pretty much focusing exclusively on harassing. I think that's why he is, well, it's even now, but yeah, but the good thing news for Pharaoh is he has amassed so much gold that he can just buy another region item. I think he's just going to go ahead and buy like a bottle. Yeah, he has a, I think that's his.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just going to have a bottle. So after this health pot, he'll still have his bottle available, but there could be a fight in the middle lane. I kind of missed it, but apparently there was a bit of a skirmish, but no one going down. So yeah, Pharaoh having a fantastic time in this lane. It's not something I'm too surprised. As long as he gets pulled regen with that hatchet, you usually do pretty well. I mean, Soul Reaper's done a good job harassing, but once he sees that bottle, he's going to be...
Ooh. There you go. So Ophelia not ganking the top lane, ganking the middle lane instead. Using that skeleton king, as you mentioned, there was a skirmish just before that. A lot of regen and some life dropping right there, but seems like they just got Deadwood a little too far pushed up. I did catch that more midway through, so not sure exactly how it started. Kegstun, maybe a flick from Monkey King, but it did put Zlapt in a bad position, and Deadwood falls, so Bloodlust kill. Who got that? It looks like Engineer actually getting the Bloodlust kill. And could give him early boots. In fact, there you go. We'll purchase it right there. And is also going to bottle up the regen room top for his Monkey King partner, so more good news for from Monkey King. As the creep farm, it's been in favor of Deadwood. Will probably still remain in favor of Deadwood, but obviously the death is going to hurt him slightly. Zlapt will have to live with that.
Yeah, nice rotation once again from Pinky Curry. Looks like he wants to try and set something up again. And will this be able to work? Deadwood's playing pretty defensive, just using the aggro of the creeps to get it to his side so he can safely farm. So good job by him. And actually they're going to counter ward this ward right here. So not the biggest deal in the world for the Hellborn, but yeah, Ophelia actually electing to go for this Nature's Wrath build, which is kind of a build I've toyed with myself. I really think the Ophelia's Judgment in the end offers a lot more utility early game. There's countless times where my safe lane hero or even the hero mid, there could be initiation in middle lane. Monkey King taking some good harass there, but he does have a regen, so. But yeah, they just wanted to go back, and they can go back and then heal. But Keeper of the Forest could be in trouble here, as I say it. There's the dust coming out from Ophelia, and Keeper could be screwed here.
There's the Stalagmite's going to land. He does have a chuck as well. Cabinet Champion nuke, the Vagabond leader nuke as well. The chuck in the air. And down goes Zergo. So you're just talking about that Nature's Wrath build. Amplified damage definitely helping right there, but at the same time, you know, if it wasn't nuke, it could have been pretty similar at the end. But and Pharaoh going down to the bottom lane. Looks like Demonic Execution was used right there. Now the middle lane, all three lanes action picking up. Torture will fall. The Tempest ultimate going to pull back Monkey King though. And he too will go down. So well played right there by Rocky Balboa. Happened to be there at the perfect timing. And at least sets up the counter kill. Definitely a better exchange in the end. So all three lanes picking up action there. Kind of a back and forth, really.
That's what I expect when I see two European teams. You know, seems like European players are. I mean, you could argue that the old TDM was one of the most passive teams ever, but
yeah.
Generally speaking, the rest of the European teams are, when I watch them, usually much more aggressive. It's just you can even see it like in Team M games if you play on both sides of the ladder. Didn't really word that well, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
EU compared to NA basically is Europeans are much more aggressive.
Yeah. We see Monkey King in the meantime in the middle lane trying to survive as well as get the kill. They get the kill to Torture. Will they survive though? Engineer kind of walking an odd path right there. I don't know if it was because of blocking or whatnot. He's being chased back. Rotten Grasp connects. Deadwood being flicked around. He is going to get nuked. That Tormented Soul, it basically hit him in his face. There's the Wrath of the Pharaoh. And now Tempest also in a lot of trouble. The aggressive play continuing here, Riser, as we talked about, switch with these European players. And Monkey King will finish off Tempest. So a 6-3 hero kill lead all of a sudden in favor of the Hellborn team. It has just picked up and it ain't stopping apparently. So overall, Soul Reaper leading the way in GPM, just doing the farm thing, 375 gold per minute. But a pretty good spread coming along here on the Hellborn side, including that Pebbles leading the way for his team at 350 GPM, and obviously that portal key going to be in the works here. So
yeah, I think I talked about how I wanted to see the Legion get out of the laning phase, but you know they are down a couple kills and down the golden experience. But I think their pushing power and perhaps their mid game might make up for this now if they can, you know, avoid any more deaths and stop the snowball. Right at this moment, I think they're going to be okay, but because they haven't done that badly, but a few more kills and this could get out of hand. But I still expect them to be just fine coming up here when they get a few more items and they're, you know, much more able to group up and push as a team.
yeah. So top lane we see here, Ophelia coming in, the Vagabond double Catman. But yeah, I mean, so you were kind of touching on actually, well, middle lane. We could have the Root coming out actually, both Monkey King and Engineer. Chain reactions, Wrath of the Pharaoh going to be used though. So that is off cooldown once again, going to delay them a little bit. Engineer getting picked up. Monkey King going back in. He'll elusive dash away before he gets killed though, and Pharaoh just going to throw out another Tormented Soul, and it will scare them off. And while that was happening, there was enough distraction to give a free tower kill up top again to Ophelia and Pebbles. So they'll take advantage of that. Keep the Force running back in. Of course, no Root. It was used. They're just going to try to counter push themselves now, but their top secondary, however, is also now being heavily pressured. So I don't know about this. They're going to probably lose a secondary tower at this rate. This is not a good exchange at all for our Legion team here.
Yeah, the Hellborn team doing a good job. All the heroes here just kind of counter pushing. Pharaoh even done a pretty good job leaving his bottom lane and roaming around. I think he prevented Monkey King from dying in that last lane, but with that Wrath of Pharaoh stopping Deadwood from any more follow-up. But there is Soul Reaper on the other hand. He's had a fantastic time in this bottom lane. He's up to almost 60 creep kills at 9 minutes.
Yeah.
And certainly where you want to be. 422 gold per minute. It's 420 somewhere, as they say, Breaky. So he's had a great start. He could be the saving grace right now because I think they are a little behind. And yeah, that exchange was definitely not good, losing those 2 towers. But he could be, if he can get some early items and keep boosting his farm, and they can pub train a little more effectively, they're still in it.
Well, you pointed it out from the beginning. It's a case here of the Legion team. If they can make it out of the laning phase, like going to that mid-game stage, where, you know, it's not too out of hand. And I don't think this is yet by any means too out of hand. Now, we're going to start to get a better idea of that, especially once that portal key is purchased here by Pebbles, and he definitely has enough gold for it. In fact, there you go. And they're clearly insisting that they are going to be aggressive here, already with the 6 hero kills and moving around quite a bit, especially with the Pharaoh and whatnot. So get out of the laning phase though, last maybe till around the 15-minute mark here, without it getting too far out of hand. You're going to start getting those items. The Ring of Sorcerer, the Astrolabe is going to start coming together. Maybe in the works of a Barrier Idol, something like that.
Right, and this is really good for the Legion team. I mean, they should know Pebbles has Portal Key right now anyway because he's not showing and he's had a fantastic farm. But there is a ward in the middle lane, spotting it out, just kind of making sure they know. And as long as you know where Pebbles is when he's this farmed, it's very important to know where you're safe to farm, where he is, where you can push. Keeper of the Forest is very safe to push this top lane. He knows it because there's a lot of vision giving him tons of information right now.
Pebbles diving big time right there. The portal key trying to go blind almost, but just out of range of both Torture and Tempest. Keeper of the Forest? No, that's Deadwood actually porting it right here, and actually Keeper of the Forest pushing the top lane in the meantime. So that's what you can have happen at the Hellborn site, giving up free tower kills like that. But if you're going to give it up, you might as well get an exchange for it, and that's what they're going to try for here. Soul Reaper's pushing the bottom lane in the meantime, already getting the tower to half life. So they do get the middle tower, but Monkey King is porting back. He does have a double damage rune. Soul Reaper, though, should be fine. I mean, it is Monkey King after all. He can fly like crazy, but nope, Soul Reaper going to cut off into the river. And actually may run into Engineer right here. He's going to just Homecoming Stone. Yeah, smart decision. Doesn't want to be spotted. Knows they have a Pharaoh especially. and is going to be fun in the end. And Keeper the Force, though, look what he's doing. He's kind of pushing the top lane. Again, this is where it starts to get a little crazy, especially by this Legion side. Towers are going to start to be pushed, especially when they group up. So, Hellborn team, I'm sure it's even becoming more and more evident. They will need to really be at least a little bit concerned about that. But the Portakey Pebbles, he's trying to use it. We'll see if he can actually get any kills here in the near future, though. Abyssal Skull first on Keeper, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. He's a little grim in the mana department. He's got some mana pots there, of course, to help him make sure he has enough mana to be able to participate with that route if he is needed. But yeah, Hellborn team getting a little outmaneuvered right now, and I just want to point out this is like such a similar style to what we used to see. It's kind of nice. I haven't seen a game like this. This seems like a game that would have happened at DreamHack or something. Just the hero picks and the style of play, just the counter pushing and the 5-man plays. But yeah, just getting a little outmaneuvered. Zergo's playing really well, this keeper. He's just fearless up here. Legion team just seems to know exactly what the hell we're doing, and as a result, they're wasting quite a bit of time. So it looks like they want to just move to this bottom tower. Like, screw it. They're just taking our towers. We got to do something about it. We're not getting anything done. So as a result, Zergo is playing a little defensive up here. He doesn't know where they are, but I guarantee you when he sees all these guys bottom, he's just going to go straight for that tower.
There he goes. Comes out of it. The invis that is, and here comes the push. So the bottom tower being pushed in, of course, with the Hellborn side, but is it going to mean a sacrifice of a top tower? Looks like it is. Secondary tower going down. First one killed by the Legion side, and actually they're also kind of pushing the middle lane. So we're just having a lot of just group up and push, and I agree with you. This is definitely more like later on Hunter Season 1 and going to DreamHack even, just the pain train, the pub train, I mean, whatever you want to call it, really. The SG.
Frankie, please. That was
almost
an offensive word. These are no public players.
Are you kidding me? Public players? Yeah, I know, right? It's always so like, don't say that. It's like, well, I mean, it's kind of what it is, isn't it? I mean,
it's the pub train.
It's a pub train.
Nothing wrong with it.
There's no negative
connotation
meant by it. Yeah. Anyways, so towers being pushed in right here. Keeper the Force even still applying pressure now to the base even. You see our Hellborn side, Pain Train, trying to get that train moving here and catch somebody, but
Legion team just completely outmaneuvering them right now. You just watch the Hellborn team. They want to fight so badly, but Legion team just not interested at all. Just running around, pushing whenever they see someone on the map, and knowing they're pretty safe to do so. And yeah, Zergo, the Keeper of the Forest, this top lane, seems like he's pushed. God, he got this tower top almost about half health as well. So the Hellborn team just seems a little scrambling. They don't really know what to do. They can't find any kills, and looks like Kongor is definitely a very viable option with Pharaoh and Ophelia. So maybe they're like, you guys aren't fighting us. We'll make you come to us unless you want to give us a free call.
Yeah, it's a note that got to be frustrating here for Pain Train. I mean, they have the right idea, but like you said, it's just both great presence here by our Legion side. It's like, what do you do? But Kongor is a great option. Pharaoh, Ophelia, they're going to collapse. It's going to be a free Kongor kill, so they will have a token of life as a result of this, as well as a nice little gold experience a little bit more in their favor. So that's, of course, good news. Gnome's Wisdom just picked up by Soul Reaper, by the way. So he's going to go that Gnome's route, and, it seems like the Light Brand, again, has been more popular on Intellect carries lately, but in this case, and Soul Reaper still is kind of just one of those Intellect carries anyways that Gnome's Wisdom seems like it might just be better on him anyways. He really likes to build bulky, and going to work out well here, especially with this team push team, so that's going to be a big pickup.
I mean, I agree it's good for if they want to go around and train, but the way they're playing right now leads me to believe that they kind of don't. So I kind of would like to see the Light Brand maybe to the Grimoire so he could just go around and farm even faster while avoiding the Hellborn team. But yeah, I mean, Gnome's Wisdom still quite viable. Maybe they do want to fight soon. That could be their plan. But as it is right now, it seems like they're not really interested in, coming to grips with the Pain Train, as they're trying to do the Pain Train. Just they're pissed because nobody wants to deal with it.
How about this? Ophelia getting the Energizer. Energize herself and her minions. I know when Energizer first was kind of introduced, Ophelia, well, it's not every now. I mean, I don't know if you actually did it yourself, but in the beginning, it seems like Ophelia's were trying it at least.
Yeah, it's good. I've played with it before, and I've seen people use it to great effect. It's more of like like ganking. You can gank. It's easier to gank by yourself. You speed up your minions. You can catch people a little easier, and it's certainly a powerful item. This game, I think maybe just going for the maybe like a barrier idol or just at least vestments or something could have been a little better off. But it's certainly still quite useful. He doesn't have the best game creeps right now, but it looks like Slapped is in a little bit of trouble right now. He might die, and unfortunately, couldn't avoid that pain train.
You were not getting. He didn't have a portal key. He was no life, no man. I mean, why he was even there in the first place, you got to kind of wonder a little bit about. But he gets picked off. He does have 1,800 gold. With that said, does Deadwood. So portal key is at least coming along, and he actually might have been even very close to it with that said before that death. So probably was very close to it, but it's going to be delayed a little further. So they're going to come back up, though. In the meantime, the Hellborn team. Look at the Helm of the Black Legion choice by Monkey King. Yeah, let's get a little bit more of a beefier presence in those front lines. And
yeah, I like it. It's kind of like we saw Cakes go for like the tank build on Prisoner yesterday because of all like the AoE and the crazy team fights their team had. So I think it's kind of a similar situation here. Similar philosophy.
What about the decision to go Token of Life on Pebbles, by the way? Like that?
Yeah, I've seen teams do this. I know SG really likes to value that early game at least. Token of Life on their initiator hero. And he is, level 11, quite farmed. Maybe, 2 combos in one fight could make the difference. But yeah, they're forcing it right now. They want to just get the TPs back, and they will force some TPs back. So definitely well played by them. Timba's trying to catch them, but yeah, I mean, he's likely going to go in without like a shrunken head or anything. He's probably going to die. So I don't know if he can come back up, get another round of spells. I think it'd be pretty fantastic. Of course, you could argue the same thing about Monkey King, but I don't know. At this point, he kind of was their short lane hero. He is, obviously pretty farmed himself. So the token didn't really make much difference this game. As you can see, the Legion team doesn't really seem interested in fighting unless, of course, they're really knocking on their door like they were there.
Portal keys coming. Keeper of the Forest and Deadwood both get portal keys. So Keeper, he had over 3,000 gold saved up and ended up investing majority of that into that portal key. What about that? I mean, obviously there's something like a barrier idol. Could be great, especially in this situation, but going the portal key here, do you think that is necessary?
I think it's okay. It took Deadwood so long to get his portal key. Just at least having that initiation certainly will help. Like you said, maybe like a bulwark or a barrier idol could help, but there is initiation in the middle lane. Here we go.
So Reaper being jumped. He is damn tanky though. Are they gonna have enough damage? Not even freaking close. Barbed armor's up. Sober Heal's coming out. Nobody dead just yet. And there's the Tempest holding it, pulling in Pebbles, pulling in Engineer. No energy field just hit. He's being locked down. Can he actually get it off? No, he's not going to use it right here. So they do kill Story Print in the end. Pebbles also goes down. Monkey King, though, the energy field is going to go off, protecting them. And they are going to start now running away. Monkey King thinking about going back in, but with Pebbles dead as well, this is not the best move, maybe. Monkey King needs to be careful. Granted, they don't have Story Print, so they're losing out a lot of damage. Deadwood obviously doesn't have the Falcon Punch, but here comes a lockdown. Trying to get a kill on a Monkey King. He's going for the same, though, onto Deadwood. They will get the kill, actually, on a Keeper of the Forest right there. Deadwood's going to be on the run now. This is going to be good enough, though. Hellfire doing the mini stuns. Deadwood on the run, clear-cutting through the trees. Tempest, though, chasing. Monkey King obviously falling at this point. Ophelia gets caught by the Rock Grasp. She's going to finally throw out the Ophelia's touch. Wow. I wonder if that just came off cooldown or not, but...
Yeah, it did.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense than... Oh, the regen. The regen. Get to the regen. Oh, gets the freaking regen. Oh, that's...
Oh God, that was
nice.
Yeah, that was still down from... When they pushed bottom, he used it just to heal his creeps so he could push a little more, but... It is unfortunate that it was down during that team fight, and even with the token, Legion team showing off their team fight, it was a great route coming out from Zergo after the initial initiation by the Hellborn team. It just locked Monkey King down in place. He could not follow up really with that Pharaoh, so it was a great route. And yeah, Ophelia's touch unfortunately was not being able to be utilized till the end when he could, of course, save himself. So in terms of who won that fight, I don't know. It looked almost kind of even. It looked like Legion was maybe, at the end they were kind of chasing. They came out a little ahead. I mean, keep in mind, Pebbles did have 2 lives, so yeah, pretty even right now, I'd say. Soul Reaper, yeah, I believe did go down as well in that fight, so.
I mean, you also just look at the gold per minute chart. Deadwood trying to jump Engineer right here. Actually does catch him, but the Keg stun kind of threw him off a little bit right there and not going to go any. He's only level 10. Doesn't have the level 11 yet, so not wanting to risk it. But yeah, the goal per minute chart, I mean, it is a great spread, really, for both teams. 4 players above 300 goal per minute on the Legion side. You got 3 and almost a 4th on the Hellborn side, over 300 goal per minute with for 285. So, and then the tops, they're pretty similar between Monkey King and Soul Reaper. You know, I think it's definitely a case of going into the mid-game stage. You can value maybe the Legion team a little bit more with their teamwork, their push potentials is there. But at the same time, if this game starts to continue on at an even pace, when it gets late game, I mean, you are dealing with a Monkey King, and he can do plenty of damage, especially with the fact that he went for the Helm first. You know, his damage isn't necessarily the most right now. He actually looks like he's going for the Hellflower here, as far as his first item, or I should say first damage item, really.
Yeah, it's kind of a popular build on Monkey King. Usually you'd see the Bulwark, but Pebbles, I think, Pebbles already has the Bulwark, so not too surprised. I don't see the Shroud really being able to do much, and yeah, I don't know. I still think Legion has a great late game team with Keeper Tempest. Of course, Tempest can be canceled by that Pharaoh, and then of course with some great micro, Ophelia can as well. He's actually got 3 Skeleton Kings right now, speaking of which, but you know, with all their lockdown and AoE into the late game, and then if Soul Reaper can get beefy enough, they have a great shot late game. But like you said, Monkey King definitely scales very well into the late game, and he's farming quite well, 408 gold per minute. I think he is just barely leading Soul Reaper, but if you take a look at Soul Reaper's build, it's almost like he doesn't have any farming mechanics, and farming mechanics Torturer does not have, as he just gets disintegrated by Monkey King up here, probably trying to help Keeper maybe set up a gank or place a ward, I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely got caught out. But yeah, Soul Reaper, if you take a look at his items, they're more, not really, you know, like the Grimoire you can farm, they're more like, let's go and fight right now kind of items. So perhaps that's the Legion team's intention right now, that they, you know, coming up, maybe when they get a couple more items, just go and try and take a team fight with all their AoE and see if it works out for them there.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I'm sitting here trying to see what they could possibly really want here before they do. Kind of grim. I mean, nothing's standing out. Obviously, you got your Tempest. I mean, the Shrunken Head always nice, but I don't think you're going to be looking to absolutely get that before going in, especially on top of that, you still have a Pharaoh that you would have to deal with. Pebbles trying to stay alive right here. Tempest and Deadwood initiating. Oh, the Deadwood lock, though. Ophelia's touch coming out. Wrath of the Pharaoh going to be used. The Mummy Wall comes out, and a chance for a turnaround, perhaps. Engineer coming in. The energy field going to be used. Tempest is being locked to the Hellfire, doing so much work right here, so he can't ulti himself. And down goes Tempest. Deadwood is also going to end up falling, most likely. Clear cutting through the trees. Is he actually going to get away? Oh, the portal key at the last second. And he will get away in the end. So it only ends up being a kill on a Tempest right there when it's all said and done. But that was all Pebbles, too, initially. Weefix doing a fantastic job. Staying alive and almost turning that around, or helping at least turn that around a little bit. As,
yeah, definitely a good exchange for Hellborn. I think the Ophelia's touch probably ultimately saved him. Ophelia, yeah, working on that barrier idol, I definitely agree with that. Even the carry coming out from the Legion team is mostly magic damage, so definitely a very valuable item. Perhaps Legion team is waiting for that as well, maybe on their Keeper. Yeah, like you said, I don't know. Tempest isn't really close to any items, unless he has something in the stash, like he's working on Shrunken maybe, I don't know. But, I don't know. I'm not sure I really agree with Soul Reaper's build when the name of the game for the Legion has been just like split pushing and ignoring them. I think if he'd gone for more farming greedy items, it probably would have boosted his farm a little more.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. It's definitely not as efficient with his farm as if you did go for, say, that light brand into the Grimoire, of course. And I mean, he is farming 400 gold per minute, but it is starting to taper off somewhat. I mean, the golden experience slate is getting slightly more in favor of the Hellborn side. Okay, there's the barrier auto finish by Tempest, so maybe that's the big item for them. But and again, I'm sure there's other items like a Restoration Stone would be nice on Keeper and things like that, but Soul's Bulwark perhaps on Deadwood. But it gets to a place where you feel like you can only wait so long. I mean, Monkey King, again, he's going to continue to scale as this game goes along. He's got the Hellfire, and that's a team, too. It's definitely a decent team for scaling into the later game as well. So, yeah, you kind of feel like the Legion team might want to start almost even forcing the issue. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I feel more confident. I mean, the Legion team certainly still can fight late game with Keeper Tempest, especially with 2 roots. It's pretty devastating, but, you know, I'd be a little more confident saying that if Soul Reaper had... I mean, he's farming pretty well considering, but if he had, you know, like that light brand we talked about, I keep coming back to him, harping on him a little bit. You know, if he had a little more some more farming tools, I think he would be in a position to maybe outcarry this Monkey King. But as it is, yeah, Monkey King's starting to shoot up a lot. He's already at 460. I think last time I checked, he was neck and neck with Soul Reaper. So he is continuing his progression very well right now.
Yeah, talking about this game tapering off too. I mean, it was I think like 6 to 4 hero kills in the first 10 minutes, and here we are. It's only 11 to 7 now. It's coming up to 27 minutes, so clearly slowing down the pace a little bit too. With that stuff, continues to go back to this Legion side especially. And sort of build and whatnot, kind of building for more of that aggressive play as far as grouping up and team pushing. Not really happening too much though. He has another 2,100 gold saved up, so we'll see what he's going to be going for next.
I think he should just go for sheep now. I don't think Grimoire now is good. Probably just get sheep.
Yeah, at this rate. Just go for the sheeps. But I mean, even that is still quite a bit off.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get that here in the near future where Monkey King, he finishes his Hellflower, and look at that, already 2,400 gold saved up actually. I kind of wonder if he's going to value going a Shrunken Head. I mean, it's great against Keeper, of course, and good amount of magic presence.
I think he should get, like, Shrunken Geometers.
Yeah.
Would be good. Yeah. Keeper's going to have 2 roots. I mean, the way this game's going, he's going to finish it probably before it ends. But, initiation here.
They do catch Soul Reaper in the process. Mummy Wall going to the background. Pebbles jumps in as well. Tempest will be a lockdown. Root going to be coming out right there. Can Tempest get anything off? No, he cannot. Gets the barrier up, but that is pretty much it. Soul Reaper bursting down, and Monkey King is tearing up the Legion team with the supporting cast. Torture Train reactions will keep him alive a little bit longer, but not for long. Pebbles finishes him off. Keeper the Force, the sole survivor right there. That was all Pharaoh, honestly. The initiation on his part, he also ran a little bit to make sure he caught Tempest as well with the Mummy Wall and the Hellfire. And it was just not going to happen from there on out, so. Passive game not playing off for the Legion team.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for a better Pharaoh initiation. Jesus, he got Tempest and, I believe, Soul Reaper in his Mummy Wall, and that's just, I think Legion team could still win a team fight at this point.
Yeah.
Just, that initiation was just way too much for them at that point, though.
Demonic Execution was even used. I don't even know who even used it on, but it seems like it might have been more of a panic, like I'm going to die, so I might as well use it anyways, try to go for a kill. But, obviously at this point, Astrolabe being going off right there. I mean, I feel like good at keeping her team up. She has her own barrier idol, of course. Melee Rack's going to fall, and they will be happy with that as expected. 12,000 gold lead and experience lead. All of a sudden, in favor of the Hellborn team, it just shot up by about 9 to 10,000 right there in both stats really. After that fight, it goes to show you just how quickly things could just go in one team's favor. Puzzle box picked up by Pharaoh. It seems like we've been seeing a little bit of this coming back, especially on Pharaoh's here recently. And Monkey King also has his Shrunken, as you were talking about. So,
yeah.
Next tier of items here.
Yeah, I like puzzle box on Pharaoh. I kind of usually viewed it more as like a snowball item if you're really owning, and it's just great for getting solo kills, but still very, very good, for sure. Can definitely drain some of the mana from quite a few of these heroes. Actually, maybe except for like Tempest and Torture, it could definitely be very powerful in terms of ooming them while they're in those Mummy Walls. So, yeah, even if he's not, snowballing and going crazy, it's still a very viable item. Gives some nice health as well. He's up to 1,500 health, but doesn't have investment, but still pretty tanky in his own right. So we could just have a fight brewing right here, though.
Trying to get another chance. Obviously, Pharaoh coming off a great initiation last time and looking for another one of those hooks, but the Legion team aware of that too. They're spreading out and not going to try to give them that vision, but Congar is being attempted. Dropping fairly fast. The Legion team going to start making the move. They're going to go wide toward the side, and there's the jump on a Tempest once again. Barb Driver goes out. Pebbles with a follow-up. Tempest dropping quickly. He's still alive, though, in the background. This is a very chaotic fight right here. All over the place with the touch. The Tempest ultimate canceled immediately. I mean, he just got desperate there. Went all in. Did not work out. Devil with a Falcon Punch. They did take an Engineer, but in the midst of a big fight, GG well plays, and it's over. Obviously, at that point, pretty frustrated, I'm sure. You just waited too long. Well, it's what you're saying. It's one choice or the other. They kind of want to mix. It's like, we're going to build somewhat more of an aggressive team fight items, but we're not going to actually fight just yet. We want to continue to farm her a little bit, and
Right.
It didn't pay off in the end. So, good patience at the same time by the Hellborn side. They, waited for the Hellflower on Monkey King and a couple other bigger items themselves, and they found their opportunities. So, well played. Well played by Pain Train there. Much else to say, Riser?
Yeah, definitely well played. It looked like the Legion team was really outmaneuvering them early in the game, and it's almost like they thought they could do that the rest of the game. But yeah, Soul Reaper's items didn't really agree with their play style, I think, and it may not have been the deciding factor in why that game went so poorly. I think a lot of it had to do with just Pharaoh's next initiations in those last team fights
Yeah.
being superb, catching Tempest both times, and Tempest, without a shrunken head, without a tab or anything, once he's in there, he's kind of screwed. So, excellently played by the Hellborn team. But despite early game, they're looking a little flustered. They brought it back really well.
They did. They did. It was well played right there by both sides, but yeah, Pain Train definitely, again, found their openings, played patient enough, and definitely deserving of the victory. So they're going to be up 1-0 here. Again, this is the semifinals here of HoN Tour Season 2 qualifiers. At this point, these teams are playing for just a little bit better seeding. Already going to Diamond, of course, but a little bit better